What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Now, stars, I am not feeling too good at the moment, but that's also the benefit of trading, right? You can not feel good and still make a shitload of money. So, anywho, so what I want to do in this video, I want to break down US30 today, which is the Dow Jones YM, regardless of you doing futures or just the forex version of it. It's still pretty much the same thing, but we're going to be focusing on US30. So I want to talk about that mainly because again, I wanted to showcase what I saw beforehand and why we were able to take that trade. So before really getting into that, I also want to go into the fact that again, every trade that I take is posted in my Discord where we go breaking it down. And as you guys can see, for timestamp purposes, you guys see it says 924, right? All right. So anywho, we understand that this morning we had jolts coming out as well as consumer confidence, as you guys can see it right here, right? That's at 10 o'clock. Now, that's important because it gives us the liquidity that we're looking for. However, at the end of the day, we are prioritizing technicals over news, right? Because again, as I just said, news lets you know when to get in the market. Technicals shows you where price is actually going. Besides that, we do also have the fact that we have tariff talk as well. So, the market is still, maneuvering with that, with that. So overall, what I want to show you guys what I saw and why. This should be here. This should be off the minute. Let me take you down to there. Take up the hour as well. All right. So overall, I do have this zone. So we took that up from last night. We were on a call, and pretty much I just took it from the high here and then a low up there. That is from literally April 15th. So I took it from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can see how it was reacting to that. So that's the reason why that zone is actually there. So what I did is more, I dropped down to the lower time frame. I'm going to go towards market open. Drop down to the lower time frame here. Drop down to the lower time frame. And even based off of this right now, excuse me, I'm not going for an actual buy or actual sell to get some actual movement showing me that price is looking to do that. So we drop down to the minute, we can clearly see it. Even based off of the actual breakdown that I had gave before going into our live trading session, we can clearly see that we do have a higher time frame support that's holding. However, we need to break out of this to confirm that price is looking to go up. At this point right here, we're at 926, 27, 28, 29. You can clearly see, guys, how we're holding on there. Again, we need for that to break out. Price comes up over here. Now, based off of this one, this is not showing me continuation. All this is showing me that we do have a push up. However, if price comes down, we break out of this, that's what we need to continue going down. If we do hold in here, that's what price needs to continue going up. Price came up over here. And now again, I'm gonna showcase this. I'm gonna do the every position, but even if you haven't taken this trade, right? Let's say you don't like it because at the end of the day we still in this little minor resistance. Even if you was to take that and you wait until we retest structure, we do have that. Prices came, retest the structure, right? On that zone, right? Followed up with that. We don't have a continuation. All this is doing, I'm gonna take this off. All this is doing, you guys can clearly see this is a break and retest. We haven't broke out of this yet. Even if you go to this one, we haven't broke out of that yet. Price came down, stayed on that. So if you would have took this, let's say you didn't take that 931 trade, but you really took that 934, you can do that. Why? Because we're now showing that we are breaking from this, and again, you can take it to a higher time frame resistance. So I'm gonna just play this out real quick to show you guys the whole thing. Let me just play it. Oops, that was too fast. All right. So the reason why we had it for 40,463 because we go to the hour time frame, we can clearly see that we go back over here. That right there was that was huge, right? So like that right there is a huge control in Canada that we were looking for. So that's we had took price there. Now the next trade that was important was literally this sell. Now, I personally had to wait until 10, 11. The reason why is because, yes, we overall saw that the higher time frame was holding. However, based off of this, what we didn't want to happen, we didn't want to just go for a buy or go for a sell just because, right? We need price to confirm that. So literally, we had a price that pushed to higher time frame resistance, which was this candle 1006, right? After that, we do have 1007 showing that we have created a harami. Based off this harami that's forming, we need for price to confirm that we are going to start going down. What we waited for was, if you guys look over here, what we was waiting for was a break of this right here, which was 958. The reason why I did 958 is because if we look over here, take everything off, we can see how 847, well, we have 815, 847, price is playing over here. We needed for that to break to confirm to us. So again, we saw this, right? We saw this come into play, high time frame, resistance holding. However, we needed for that to break out to confirm that that's actually going to be a sell, and that's what we took. And then price came over here. So overall, we wound up closing this trade sooner than we needed to, and we for this trade, there was 130, I think like 131, 132 pips. And the reason why we did that, because again, if we look at just straight structure, guys, we can see price came, right? This right here was the start of the move that we had needed for in the beginning, and all price did was come and retest that, right? We're just following structure. So what I was waiting for to confirm that price is actually going to hold was a break of this candle 1026. Why? Because again, structure as well as candlestick analysis. If we're reading the details of the candle, I'll do candle by candle. If we're reading details of that, we can see that this candle right here at 1026 helped us get out of that range and to push towards this. So now for price to confirm that this is no longer going to be going for a sell, we're going for a buy, we need to break this to go to the upside. All right, so I'm going to go candle by candle and actually closed out this trade right here. Yeah, once this candle had closed, I closed the trade out. Why? Because again, this is also repetition as well. I don't have to wait until that confirms it. However, right, looking at this right here, we're literally holding on a support. Price is now giving me a reversal on that as well. That's my indication. And again, to confirm that would be a break of this. So the next candle comes up and we see this is fully confirming to you that price is actually holding on here. Again, we have to break that. We're already out of the trade, right? And that's another thing as well. When you're out of a trade, what you want to focus on is this. Whatever happens after, you can't get upset about it, right? So now let's say this happens, right? Let's say price came up with this and then it just pushed down and hit our take profit. That's okay. That's going to happen, right? So like what we need to do is, and what we prioritize is this. If we're closing this trade right now, can we accept that what happens after? Can we accept that it's going to hit our take profit? Yes. Can we accept that we got stopped out? Yes. So that right there is a great close. This right here, price did wick off this. However, we don't have a continuation for either direction until we clearly see that we don't have the strength showing that price is going down. And after that, this right here was the buy that we're indicating. Again, we're out of trade. I didn't personally take this, but we're saying this is the buy that we needed. And again, you take the higher time frame, which would have been off the 4 hour. I'll get to that in a second. But looking at this over here, so that right there was the last buy. Again, as I said, I did not personally take this trade. We called it out, but I did not personally take this. It was those two trades that we had took. But looking at this right here, right, price is shooting up, and we're just going off the structure. So based on that as well, we needed for this to break. That's why I have that line there. Why? Because you guys can clearly see, like, as we plan around over here, this would indication for price to push down. And if we are going to break out of that one, it'll be this one as well. All right, so you guys can see we break that one, went to a higher time frame, which is that blue line at 5:23, and I'll go to the 4 hours. You guys can see, no, it's an hour. I'll go to the hours. You guys can see exactly 5:23 and why we chose that. And then overall, again, so right now, this is current price, what we have over here. But yeah, I just wanted to indicate exactly what we saw. Now, again, like the reason why I feel these trades was really smooth, mainly because of the fact that, yeah, if we go to a higher time frame, we can see a lot of consolidation. However, like when that happens, we want to utilize a lower time frame to get a better details of exactly when the market's going to go up, going to go down, and so forth. And even right now, like we clearly see structure wise, we came up, retest that, price is going up, we break out of this, done, and that should be what we need to get to the full move of US30 for today. But overall, guys, this was a great day for us. Physically, we took 260 pips, and then that call out right there. A few members did take that, but from there as well, I think he had closed out like somewhere over here. So if I'm not mistaken, that was about like 180 pips for him off that trade. But nonetheless, solid trade. If you guys want to do daily trades with us, market breakdowns, live traded as well, join the Discord. The link is in the description below. I hope this video was great for you guys. And until next time, peace out.